Okay, I think we're on there. So Cohiba lancero down here to into the second half, or I'm sorry, second third. Draws really opened up. The taste profile has changed a lot. It's becoming more flavorful as the draw opened up. You know, you're gonna get more. It's gonna become more flavorful. Getting a little bit of chocolate, milk, creamy. A little toffee. Nicotine wise, not really strong. Ash is really beautiful. The burn is just really awesome. Really fantastic here. So again, you know, this Cohiba band, it's the older band, doesn't have any holograms, but it does have the gold Cohiba. So beautifully embossed gold. Now what I've found with a lot of Cohibas that I've smoked is that in the beginning the flavors are quite subdued. It's not really complex, but as the cigar moves into the second third and in the final third, it really gets a lot better. It opens up. It becomes way more delicious. A little bit peppery through the nose suddenly. So yeah, it is getting stronger. Very, you know, light bodied in the beginning and then more medium bodied towards the at this point. Yeah, it's very nice here. Good smoke. I'm drinking a water with this review because I want to really clean my palate. I want to really try to do it right so I can really correctly taste all the flavors that this cigar has to offer. So Cohiba, like I said, it undergoes this third barrel fermentation. Now, all tobacco that you know, produced into cigars undergo fermentation. So, what does that mean? Well, the tobacco is grown in the field. When it's harvested, it's then hung up in the barn, upside down, and it's allowed to hang in there, and it's gonna dry. And after the drying, so you know, you got these green leaves that are hanging down, and then they start turning yellow, and then they start getting a little bit brownish. Well, they're kind of a golden brown color when they're dry, and then they undergo a curing process, which preps the tobacco leaves for the fermentation. So fermentation is a process where enzymes, little molecular machines that are in the organic leaves, inside the leaves, they become activated at a certain temperature. And they start to become activated, and there's a lot of chemistry going on where the sugars in the leaves are being converted into aromatic molecules. So the fermentation is what gives, you know, the aromatic smells, the delicious, you know, tastes of cigars. It's the fermentation of the tobacco that converts the sugars to the aromatic components. The longer that process goes, the longer it's allowed to go, the more smooth the tobacco will become. A lot of people might think, well, you're losing sugars. The enzymes are eating the sugars and converting them into something else. Well, eating sugar and smoking sugar are two different things. So if you smoke tobacco that's very sugary, that has not undergone that fermentation, it is very harsh. It is damn harsh. Woof. It's horrible. So getting rid of those sugars is very important when it comes to cigars. After the sugars are all converted, then the fermentation, it breaks down tannins and other long chain polymers, and all this stuff is going on. So the longer the fermentation goes, the smoother the cigar is going to be. Now, I mentioned a couple times in my unboxing videos about the sick period. Usually cigars are going to have a sick period. It means the first year after the cigar has been rolled. There's a lot of ammonia, there's a lot of a high amount of chemical reactions, a shitload of chemical reactions are going down, and it's producing a lot of chemicals, a lot of gases, a lot of stuff is going on. The cigars at that point are, for the most part, they're pretty strong. The flavors are a little off. You get a lot of grassy, you get a lot of bitterness, you get a lot of hay, you get a lot of green flavors, and you can even get some ammonia. So generally, it's not a good idea to smoke a cigar in the sick period, which is the first year. So if you get a box of cigars, right now it's December 2016. If I got a box of cigars from December 15, I'd probably wait a couple more months before I smoked it. However, each cigar is different. Some cigars, they have a really, really rough sick period, and some cigars don't. So, one difference I'll say right now between Trinidad's and Cohibas is that Trinidad's don't really have a sick period. You can smoke Trinidad's and have a very enjoyable experience in the first few months. Okay, so you don't have to wait a year for that sick period to finish. Trinidad's, however, have a very, from my perspective anyways, have a pretty rough sick period. If you smoke a young Trinidad, it is going to be very green, very grassy, especially when you get to the second third. In the first third, it's pretty good, but once you get into that second half of the cigar, it's you can really taste the youth. Okay, so Cohibas, on the other hand, are not really like that. So that's one difference right there. What that means also is that Trinidad's would age better than Cohibas. Okay, so usually, when you get a Cohiba, you want to smoke them right away. That's what I would say. You really, I don't know, you really wouldn't want to age Cohibas. I mean, it's just not, I've never really heard of it being done, and I don't think you need to do it. The reason is because Cohibas have undergone that extra fermentation. The tobacco is already aged. Tobacco that they used to roll, the binder, the filler, and the wrapper's already been aged in barrels, loosely. So, wow. Still chocolatey. Little bit of fruity. I'm tasting that fruit. On the aftertaste of fruit is coming back. Mm. Mm-mm. Very rich, very creamy, delightful smoke here. Very good. Burn is awesome. So a difference between Trinidad's and Cohibas just right there is that Trinidad's are excellent. If you're really into aging and all that stuff, Trinidad's are a fantastic candidate for aging. They're going to get better with time. Awesomely, definitely. I would say that H. Upmans are fantastic for aging. Monte Cristos are awesome for aging. Romeo y Julietas, awesome. Partagas, awesome. And my favorite cigar to age is La Gloria Cubana. Man, they age beautifully. They develop, the plume. The oils come out. A real oily aged cigar is Partagas. Partagas, from my experience, aged Partagas are just oily. Man, the wrappers are just shiny with oils coming out, mingling. Just all oils and all the blend of the tobacco just really comes out in Partagas cigars. Whereas in La Gloria Cubana cigars, from my experience anyways, you get a shitload of plume. I mean, the fucking plume on those things is amazing. You can see it. Just look at the cigar like this in the light, and you just see all those crystals on there. It's really cool. The aroma of Trinidad's is, smelling the wrapper and stuff, like honey. I mean, damn, it's sweet. It's like somebody dipped the cigar into a jar of honey and pulled it out. Smells like honey. Whereas the Cohiba wrappers smell a little bit more musty, not as sweet. So anyways, we're getting down in here. Chocolatey little aftertaste of fruit. Cigar's been very creamy, very mellow, earthy. Very good. Burn has been really badass all the way down. Alright, well, let me get into the final third, and I'll come back when I'm at that point. Okay.